After defeating cancer by transforming her lifestyle, Elissa Goodman is now one of LA's most popular cleanse experts and holistic nutritionist loved by celebrities. Her story is not just inspiring, it shows you what's possible when you decide to heal from the inside out. Today we talk about how she beat cancer, we talk about fiber, gut health, vitamins and supplements, debunking some food myths and trends, and specific foods for women's health. I introduce you, the phenomenal Elissa Goodman. So many people today are getting diagnosed with cancer or autoimmune issues at a younger age. Your story is so powerful because you went through that and turned it into your purpose. Can you share what led you to where you are now as a holistic nutritionist?
Absolutely. I feel like my life was really hectic growing up. I was, I was born with a low white blood cell count. So I kind of was always sick, always behind the 8 ball growing up. And my parents were just like motivated and ran circles around me. And I just always was trying to reach for sugar or caffeine to get my energy up. And I just was always tired and I always got sick. So it was kind of like my life growing up as a kid and as a teenager was really rough. And then I went into the advertising business in New York, and it was, again, cold weather. I was from Arizona, so went to the cold weather. Again, was crazy lifestyle, late nights, just not eating well, sick all the time there. And then when I met my husband in New York and we moved to Los Angeles, and I wanted a slower life. I wanted a healthier life, sunshine back in the West Coast. And we moved back here, and I ended up landing this great dream job with Vogue magazine. And I ended up getting diagnosed 6 months into the job with Hodgkin's lymphoma. So I feel like it was just the culmination of the upbringing and just like the tiredness and the food and just not really knowing how to take care of myself. They didn't know about vitamin D in those days. They really didn't know about immune supplements or, really we didn't talk about food, healthy food, and how you could actually get healthier with food. So when I was diagnosed, I dove into all of that. I basically didn't do the chemo, did some radiation, my oncologist actually ended up firing me because I didn't do his protocol, which was a little crazy. But I just kind of took things into my own hands and started eating super healthy, meditating, really getting my mind straight and finding some peace and calm in my life, which I had never had. And food-wise, I juiced every day. I became a vegan. And I just really was able to heal myself. I mean, you really can with food and supplements and just a good mental awareness and just being in your body and feeling like you can heal from anything. Like the autoimmune stuff I got afterwards, I did the same thing with that. Like I just felt like I could heal from anything. You just really have to have the mindset that is what you're going to do. And usually you can do it, really. I mean, it's just like, it's not rocket science. Healthy food, hydration, sleep, de-stressing, a little bit of exercise and sunshine. I mean, that's not, as you know, rocket science.
Yeah. I mean, it's the basics,
If
and we kind of made it a little bit more difficult for ourselves.
We have.
What was life before the diagnosis? I know we talked about it, but I want to know a little bit more deeper.
It was not good.
Okay.
It was hectic and it was stressful. And I never knew what being not stressed felt like. And one of the doctors that I went to see did change my life. He was a radiologist. And he said to me after I was diagnosed, he said, are you happy? Do you love your life? Do you love your husband? Do you love your work? What's going on? And I just burst into tears because I was so unhappy. And I didn't know I didn't know how to be happy. I just was working to, work to make money and to climb the corporate ladder. We were trained to do that in those days, especially at my age. Not today, we don't do that, but in those days, that's what we did. And so it was miserable in terms of I didn't love working. I didn't love what I was doing. Vogue was Devil Wears Prada. So it was just massively stressful. So life was not great until I was diagnosed. And then it just kind of opened up this whole beautiful other way of living for me.
Yeah. It was kind of like a lesson in itself.
Totally.
I feel like. Do you feel like
I was so grateful for it. I don't wish cancer on anyone.
Yeah.
But if you can learn the lesson from it and heal and become a better person and feel stronger and, more in control of your life afterwards, it was great.
Do you feel like your emotions maybe throughout your life might have impacted this?
100%.
Yeah.
I think it was more so than the food and the sugar and the caffeine and the non-sleep and all of that. Or just, I think it was my emotions were just like, 95% of us operate from our subconscious. Do you know that? Like, it blows me away. I think, we should be the opposite. 95% conscious, 5% unconscious, but we're 95% unconscious, and our unconscious is like downloaded by the age of 7 fully. So if anything happened that didn't go right in the first 7 years of your life, you kind of recirculate those thought patterns, and we don't even know what we're thinking. Someone could just be mean to you, or a friend could slight you, or be, distrustful. It didn't have to be death or divorce or something hardcore, but it could be something small, and you don't feel safe. So you're constantly sort of recirculating, am I safe with these people? Or, if you get death or divorce in those years, it's really scary. You feel like the world isn't safe. So that subconscious is consistently circulating these negative thoughts, and then it downregulates your immune system.
I feel like people estimate how important their emotions are.
I know.
Like, oh, it's, I'm just feeling a little bit stressed today, but it's like, no, like take care of that right now because you don't know what could happen later on.
Yes, no, I think we know that now. These days, we didn't then.
Yeah.
I mean, one of my favorite cancer books is called Radical Remission. And this woman did her PhD and studied stage 4 cancer, who healed holistically, did not do any Western meds. 7 of the modalities out of 10 were stress and emotions.
Oh, wow. There you go. Who would have known?
It. I know.
Yeah. What choices did you make that went against conventional advice, like not doing chemo, and why? And how did that, did you get backlash from doctors, from people around you?
The doctor actually let me go, my oncologist, because he said, you have to do my protocol.
Yeah.
So I ended up having to look for a radiologist who would just do half the radiation, not the full radiation. Because I was never a well child growing up, I felt like chemo was really going to do a number on me. So I was scared of chemo. So I did a little bit of the radiation. The radiation wasn't great either. Neither one is great for someone who has like an immune system that's compromised. But I got so much backlash, not only from the doctors, but from my friends and family, because they were scared shitless. Yeah. They were like, oh my God, you're not doing what you're told to do. And I really did kind of take things into my own hands. And I just got lucky.
Yeah.
I just had this feeling in my core that I could heal from this. It was an early stage. I just knew this was a wake-up call.
Exactly. And then you said that you had an autoimmune,
yes,
thing going on. Do you think radiation kind of brought some things out as well? Because I think you talked about this on a previous podcast.
Absolutely. I mean, the radiation, they radiated my thyroid, so I got hypothyroidism. So, and they radiated my gut, so my gut wasn't so great, and I had celiac and digestive issues afterwards. And I think from just all of that and the immune system compromise, because autoimmune is immune compromise, it just became Hashimoto's. So then it took like 5 years to get diagnosed with Hashimoto's.
Oh my God.
In those days, that's what was going on.
Yeah. And then what inspired you to study holistic nutrition after recovery?
Really, it was after my husband passed away. So he passed away when I was 45 and he was 46. He was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, the opposite of mine. And he basically did 1.5 years of treatment, 2 bone marrow transplants, and he died from fungal pneumonia. So he didn't really die from cancer. He died from immune system compromised. So after that, I had 2 girls at home that were 10 and 7. And I was like, they are automatically going to think they're going to get cancer. They have 2 parents that had cancer. So I basically went back to school just to learn more about how to be healthy. Also, mentally, how to be healthy, all of the modalities, Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic, just the typical nutrition and supplements and just everything that so I could be healthy and I would be able to teach them that it didn't mean they were going to get cancer with 2 parents who had cancer, you know? So I knew that I wanted to know that that wasn't something that was going to be handed down. And for myself too, I was so exhausted after he passed away, dealing with him for 1.5 years of trying to keep him alive and, hoping that he would heal. I needed to do something to help myself. And that was really fun. Oh, I picked the right thing because it was, yes.
Yeah, and you're impacting so many people around the world from all ages, from all backgrounds, so it's incredible. You don't need to answer this question if you don't want to, but I know you said your husband passed away from cancer. did you guys take the same route with recovery, or did he choose a different route for
Yeah, we took
treatment?
opposite routes. So I did the holistic and just really believed that I could heal. And I think he did the Western.
Okay.
He didn't do the holistic. He also had a dad who passed away when he was 2 years old from melanoma. So I think, as a kid, he felt like cancer was going to kill him. And I think that scared the living daylights out of him. Where I wasn't scared to that degree, but during his whole process of treatment, he was terrified. And I don't think that helped. Again, stress and that terror.
Emotions.
Yeah, the emotions.
Correct.
I think that just did him in.
I know we talked a little bit about this, but looking back, how has your own view of health evolved since then?
Oh my God, it's huge. I mean, just what we were talking about earlier, I feel like with all my clients and myself, my first and foremost thing that I try to take care of is the stress and is like being happy and really loving myself. So in those days, I did not know how to love myself. It was really considered egotistical to love yourself. Nowadays, it's self-preservation, right? So that is first and foremost. And I ask my clients, do you love yourself? The ones that have hardcore health issues. And they all say, what does that mean? I don't know. Like, how do you love yourself? And it's really sad that we don't really honor who we are. I mean, it's just like we need to really be like love our good and our bad and all the quirks that we have in ourselves, how we look and how we act. I mean, we need to figure out how to have some love and some calm so we can calm down the central nervous system, because if we're constantly like, oh, I don't like this, or I'm too fat, or that's going to stress us out as well. So that part is huge. And then I'm very much, I still love food and real whole food and real food, but I'm also love all the new modalities out there like NAD, which is for cellular energy and anti-aging. I love all the peptides. There's so much crazy good stuff that's happening right now where you can turn back the clock and feel amazing as you age. So I did all the basics already, and now that I'm 65, I'm doing now the other stuff to really turn back the clock and all the aging modalities. I feel great.
You don't look a day over like 30, to be honest. Like
I wish I was still back there.
I can't believe you're 65. Like, get out. No way.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yep. 65.
I want to be like you. Oh my God. I hope. So it's no surprise that right now, like the rise of cancer is just insane. And it's like targeting the younger ages, There's a rise in colon cancer and like people around my age, which is insane to me. And a lot of people talk about how it might be from a low fiber intake. And I wanted to just, get your insight on that and how we can help fight that in some sense by increasing our fiber.
I absolutely believe that. And also the cancer rates and at the younger age is because we're eating so much shit food, right? Processed food, and we have chemicals and toxins. We're onslaughted with more toxins than we have ever been before. Plus our bodies don't really know how to detox. So with the colon cancer, there's so much constipation out there. And the first thing that causes constipation? Stress.
It makes sense.
Right? Like you're stressed, you hold on to everything. So, and fiber is the next thing. And hydration is also, we don't drink enough water, or we don't drink high quality water with minerals, and we don't sleep enough, So those are all the things that cause us to be constipated and constipated for days. And so that is not healthy to have food backed up in your system. So, constipation is such an epidemic. And that's why colon cancer is happening.
Yeah.
So.
And I feel like right now, like, I would like to hear your thoughts on this as well. But I feel like there's such a protein craze going on. And like people are kind of forgetting that there's other things that you have to take in consideration when eating. And I feel like right now, people are not eating a lot of fiber.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not. Nobody focuses on fiber.
No one focuses. It's kind of like the forgotten thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they focus on protein and carbs and sugar.
And greens.
Yeah. And I don't even think they focus on veggies.
Nothing,
really.
yeah.
Right. I think the veggies and the fiber, because they go kind of hand in hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really like protein. I think protein, it takes so much for your gut to break down that protein because it's so like, it's just soluble. It's like hard. And you need water and you need hydration to break it down. And you need fiber to push it through your colon, intestines and colon and get it out of your body and not have it sit in the body and ferment. So you're right. I do press all of my clients on, you have to increase your fiber.
Yeah.
I have a gut cleanse right now, and it has almost like 50 grams of fiber per day.
Oh,
it's
wow, that's
a lot.
perfect.
I know. Sometimes it's a lot for people to just jump into, but 30 is the minimum, and 50 has cleaned people out, which is beautiful.
And then if you could give us like 3 of the most fiber-rich foods or veggies, please let us know.
Yes. So I love chia seeds because it's so easy. Like 2 tablespoons of chia seeds in water is about 10 grams of fiber. Like a cup of raspberries is 8.5 grams of fiber. And then half of avocado is 9.5 grams of fiber.
Oh, wow.
9. So right there, you're almost at 30 grams.
Oh, wow.
With those 3 things. Yeah.
That's
and lentils and legumes and beans are great in fiber. But those are kind of like if you don't love the legumes and beans and they don't do well with your digestive system, then that other stuff is super easy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Pumpkin seeds. Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not supposed to be like harsh.
No.
And like people like in their heads when they think of fiber, they think like something like big, dense, and heavy.
Yeah.
They don't get like, oh, the chia seeds. It's, so easy to like ingest. You could do that,
Exactly.
So you often talk about healing from the inside out. And I believe that starts with one of the most important systems. And I know we touched briefly on it, but the gut. I would love to talk about gut health because I think people are like talking about more and it's kind of like a hot topic on social media, but there's also so much misinformation that comes with it as well. Right. So what are your advices regarding gut health? What does gut health mean to you?
I mean, I think gut health is crucial for your whole system. It's where your instincts are as well. That's your gut instincts. So I think it's really, attached to your brain. And I feel like you got to break down your food in your gut. So it's crucial for your health and wellness. And I feel like these days because we eat a lot of over-the-counter like processed food, our microbiome is getting depleted. Over-the-counter meds like Tylenol and Advil, they're synthetic. So it also depletes our microbiome. Animal protein can do that a little bit. Sugar does that. So we really need to focus on, making sure we have beneficial bacteria, making sure our digestive enzymes are working, making sure we have hydrochloric acid to break down the animal protein because we need that. And all of that gets so depleted so early on in our life these days because of what we're ingesting and the stress. The stress completely shuts down the digestive system.
True. You talked about hydrochloric acid.
Yeah.
Is this like found in a food or is it like a supplement that people can take?
It's a supplement people can take. Okay. It's HCl, or they can actually do apple cider vinegar is one of the most known foods. You put a tablespoon into 8 ounces of water, and that can help.
Okay, and this is like before you eat the
before you eat, yeah. And sometimes digestive enzymes help break down food as well. So you can do digestive enzymes before or after a meal. So the hydrochloric acid, if you don't have enough hydrochloric acid, a lot of times you get GERD and acid reflux. So that isn't like too much hydrochloric acid. It's not enough. Did you not know that?
No, I thought that was like, I'm very acidic.
Right. Yeah, no. It's really that you're not breaking down your food enough and the hydrochloric acid is depleted.
Oh, I had no idea. Good to know. And then how do you know if your gut health is in shambles?
You can totally tell because you're bloated, your digestive system doesn't work, and maybe you're not going to the bathroom as well. You just don't feel good. When your gut doesn't feel good, you don't feel good, because it's so important to be in touch with what's going on in your gut.
True. And then what exactly is bloating and what causes it?
There are so many causes to bloating. I mean, it could be just eating food too fast and not digesting it properly. It could be bacteria overgrowth, viral, pathogens that are in there that you've ingested. It could just be all not enough microbiome, not enough digestive enzymes. So a lot of times what I do with clients is try to lower their pathogen loads because a lot of times it's like viral or bacterial or fungal. So we get that in our system because it's in our food and our water. And, we do ingest that. If we travel outside the country, we get that. So I try to lower the pathogen loads first and foremost, just to see if that can help bloating. And a lot of times it does. And then we replenish with the microbiome with probiotics.
Okay.
Yeah. And then digestive enzymes help the bloating as well.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of things to do for bloating.
Like talking about digestive enzymes, is that also a supplement?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And also if you want to do bitter greens like arugula, endive, radicchio, they are also kind of help with digestion as well.
Okay.
Enzymes.
What are some foods or habits that can mess up our gut health? Like the danger ones.
Oh, sugar. Number one, alcohol can be also because it's sugar. Secondly, would be just, stress like that. Absolute, and then the over-the-counter meds, like I was saying, people don't realize that. So it's really like sugar is just terrible for our gut.
I agree. And then you mentioned that stress makes our gut shut down. So digestion is harder. Why?
Because it's sleeping. Your digestive system is definitely not like it's not awake. So it's definitely shut down, not breaking down your food. Your food is sitting in your stomach, just waiting for the digestive system to wake up to start working again.
It's because we're in fight or flight mode.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah, we're stressed and we're definitely pumping out more cortisol and adrenaline, and we are in fight or flight mode.
Okay.
We're in the sympathetic nervous system.
Your body's not relaxed enough to put that energy into actually digesting. It's putting that into fighting a danger off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That makes so much sense, guys. You guys need to work on your stress levels. What's the connection between emotional well-being and gut health? I know there's a lot of talk about how your gut is attached to your brain.
Yes.
So let's dive a little bit deeper into that.
I think if you're happy, your digestive system's happy. I think if you're not stressed, your digestive system is it's kind of a no-brainer in terms of that. You want to really get in touch with your instincts. That's what tells you what's right or wrong for yourself. What food is right or wrong, what drink you're drinking, what people you're hanging out with. Your gut instincts are what really tell you how to move forward in the world. So that connects to your brain, and then your brain reacts. So I think it's like those two, it's crucial to be, not stressed, to be able to sleep well, and also to meditate and do things that gets you really in touch with your gut.
I have a really funny story actually relating to this. So it was when I was moving out for the first time in my life for college, and it was my first time living with roommates.
Yeah.
I was so stressed out to the point that I gave myself stomach ulcers. And people want to say that your emotions are whatever. It manifests into physical things.
It does. It does.
So,
it really is I think honestly, it is what causes our health issues.
It really is.
So it's the core.
It really is. 110%, I believe it. Can long-term restrictive dieting harm the body's ability to naturally regulate hunger and metabolism? Because I feel like dieting is so big right now, and I feel like with social media it's gone a little bit toxic with skinny talk and wanting to become the thinnest version of yourself.
Yeah.
So I would like to tap into that a little bit.
I know. I feel like deprivation, starvation of yourself in every way is so unhealthy. I do feel like we really have to nourish ourselves. Again, it's all going back to the stress. If we are depriving ourselves, we're going to be stressed. We're going to be in sympathetic nervous system mode. We're going to be in fight or flight, just like you said. If we're nourishing ourselves, we're going to be calm and relaxed, and we're nurturing ourselves. So it's that whole vibe of dieting and less calories. I do not love it. Less calories in and more exercise, also hardcore exercise. I love exercise, but we're over-exercising, not eating enough when we are exercising. We should be eating more, just to balance it all out, to nourish ourselves.
I agree.
And I had a cleanse that I did in the early days when I graduated from my program. It was with a restaurant here in LA, and it was very low calorie, very a lot of liquids, not a lot of food on it. And most of the cleansers did not do well on that. They were just it made them super hyper. There was, they definitely didn't feel grounded during the 5 days that they did this food program because it was so calorie restrictive and it was depriving. So when I created my own cleanse, it was more about, not about deprivation, it was about giving them more food than they were used to eating and seeing they still lost weight. So that was what was fascinating. They still lost weight, but they felt nourished and nurtured.
So your cleanse kind of like nourished the body instead
Yes.
of depriving the body.
It. Yeah.
Oh.
It wasn't a diet. It just was teaching them how to eat real food and how real food and good food, you know how your body knows how to metabolize it and knows how to digest it. When it comes to the other stuff, it doesn't. That's what's hard.
That's why people run into some speed bumps in the way.
Right.
And I know that you've mentioned this briefly, but you talked about taking a handful of arugula before meals.
Right.
So let's talk about
I know it is a digestive enzyme. That's why I do that.
Yeah.
I don't like because I take so many pills already. So I just like take a handful of it before I eat like something heavy, like animal protein or pasta or something that's kind of heavy for me. Or sometimes I'll just eat it afterwards if my stomach doesn't feel well. But again, it's such an easy thing to do. It's like the same thing as the apple cider vinegar that I was talking about earlier. So it's the arugula, endive, radicchio, some kale. Kale I don't love. I'm just tired of. But those things can be eaten and you can help your digestive system.
And then would you recommend taking that every single time before you eat or only when something's really heavy?
You could do it if you have some digestive issues.
Okay.
You don't have to if you don't have any digestive issues, you know. So only if you're kind of struggling with some things that don't feel good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, let's say I'm going to have like a really greasy pizza. Should I take a handful of arugula before?
Yeah. Do you do well with gluten and cheese? No. Okay. So I would take the arugula. Right. That would help.
Good to know. And then what are some foods or habits that improve our gut health? I know that we talked about probiotics.
Yeah.
So I would like to know a little bit more about that.
Probiotics are great. Digestive enzymes are great. I would say that I love just the meditation of, just meditating and getting in touch with your gut is important. I would say that there's a lot of great, like there's a new peptide out called BPC 157, great for the gut, like healing the gut. Colostrum powder is great for the gut. The Amra, or, there's a bunch of them out there right now, which I love, but they actually kind of like heal the lining of the gut. So no bacterial, viral pathogens get in the lining, because a lot of times that gets in the lining of the gut or into the intestines. And we get SIBO, which is that small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or SIFO, which is a fungal overgrowth. So we want to really protect the lining or we get leaky gut. So, collagen is good as well. There's a lot of great products out there for
I was actually going to talk about that, but I'll touch on that a little bit later. But I know that we talked about probiotics. I think a lot of people are a little bit confused on what type of foods are probiotic rich. What are your top 3?
Well, I'd say coconut kefir there's tons of them these days. I mean, when I started in the business, there wasn't. There was like one on the market, but it's a highly probiotic, coconut yogurt. I love that. Then there's a coconut kefir like drink, like almost like water. So coconut water with like probiotics in it. Those are very highly, like a lot of probiotics. Tempeh is probiotics. Kimchi, sauerkraut, all of those are my favorite.
Does pickles count? Do
Pickles are, I don't think of them as highly probiotic. I do love them, but yeah.
I'm like,
I think it's more sauerkraut. Yeah.
Because I was like, they are like, I don't know, like
fermented.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Maybe,
yes, they do have some.
And any natural supplements that you recommend for the gut?
I do. I mean, yes. I mean, if you're having digestive issues and you're bloated and consistently, I love oregano oil. So I absolutely love that.
Why?
Because it helps with, it's antiviral, antibacterial, anti-like fungal. It also helps with parasites if you have them. So it kind of covers all the bases. There's so many. I love like their strong probiotics, like 100 billion for my clients, which a lot of times people take 5, 10 billion or 20. And I feel like they don't really do the trick. It's 50 billion or more in the probiotic market. So
if you're taking a supplement, look for 50.
Yeah, 50.
Okay.
There's one Genuine Health that I absolutely love because it shows you each individual strain of probiotics on there.
And
so
that's
I don't
a brand.
really love proprietary blends. Yeah.
Okay.
It's from Canada. So
Okay.
it comes in 50 or 100.
Okay, good to know.
I love that one.
And then does activated charcoal help?
It does. Activated charcoal is great. Like, when you drink too much, it's great. And when you have like a bacterial, kind of thing going on in your gut, like you go out of the country, I always take those with me when I go like to Mexico or someplace that might have bad water or could have bacteria or things in food.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And what's the science behind activated charcoal and gut health?
It just really does help like detox the gut. It's a detoxification.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I get it because like it's been in some smoothies at like some smoothie spots that I go to.
Yeah, it's great for detoxing.
Good to know. And then I know that we talked about digestive enzymes. And is it okay for like the normal person to take it?
Absolutely.
And is there like an age to it?
No, there isn't. You just want to like get a good one. And I would tell you which one I love. It's Enzymatica Digest Gold. I love that one. A lot of my clients take 2. You can go up to like 10 a day or 12. So younger people probably have more enzymes. Your enzymes deplete after the age of 30 by 50%. So if you're 30 and older, you could start to have some issues. 30 and younger, you hope you don't have issues, right? So you might just want to start with 1 and see how you feel.
Okay.
And then take 2. If you don't feel better, take 2, and then you can keep going up. You really can't take enough.
I see.
Or too many,
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so I know that we're like talking about like supplements.
Yeah.
I think right now, I mean, it might be my algorithm, but I feel like there's a overcraze over supplements. There's so much out there. I feel like there has to be some harm in over supplementation, and people are just a little bit confused, especially like the younger generation.
Yeah.
What should people look for when looking at vitamins and supplements?
So there is an oversupplementation. I mean, I think everyone and their brother is selling supplements online. You're right. And it's not just your algorithm. I just think it's everywhere. Doctors are selling them. It's a great way to make money. I don't really love proprietary blends because I don't know how much of all the things that are in that blend, how much of each of those things are in the product. So I really like to go for individual magnesium, there's some basics you do need. You need magnesium, you need vitamin D and K2. Okay. You need probably a probiotic. You need B vitamins, because when we're stressed, we go through our B vitamins. You also would need like omega-3s for inflammation. There's like a basic, but I just like to have just omega-3s and vitamin D and, not magnesium with calcium. So I like things that are individual because I could see if they work for me and how I feel with them.
So I know like right now there's like a really popular like liquid brand. I'm not going to say the supplement name, but it's basically like your morning
and your night.
So you would say no to that.
Not exactly. Okay. I love that brand. I know exactly who you're talking about because I absolutely love her.
Okay.
So 10 years ago, when she started or 12, not that long ago, she's been super successful. Her stuff is amazing.
Okay.
Her stuff is super clean.
Okay.
So by the way, her gummies are just like, she uses like monk fruit and she uses really clean products in her stuff.
If you want, you could shout her.
Mary Ruth.
Yeah.
Yeah. She is great.
Okay.
Like she really is on it.
Okay.
So there's brands like Thorn and Pure Encapsulations and Quicksilver and, Gaia and her, like I'm trying to think of some that are really clean and don't use a ton of fillers. So Life Extensions is another great one. There are definitely some good brands out there, but there are really more bad.
Yeah.
If there's a lot of like a whole list of fillers in that supplement, I would definitely not take it. I'd be wary. And also you're taking all these pills and then you got all these fillers in, like let's say you have 6 supplements you're taking and you have all these fillers in them. That is not good for you.
Yeah, I agree. But a lot of people don't know what fillers or additives are. They think it's just like, a ingredient that's beneficial to them. So how can we spot what a filler is, what an additive is?
So you really, you can look it up, of course, online because there's so many fillers, but you really want less is more on the ingredient list. So it'll say, additional ingredients on that supplement. You just want 2 or 3. You don't want 5 or 6 or you don't want a large number. It's just like food with processed food and like additives. You just want to see 2 or 3 items or, less is more.
So when you look at your ingredients, guys, get the one with probably 3 or some things that make sense.
That makes sense.
If they don't make sense, maybe
Yeah,
do your research.
If you do not understand what it is, you easily look it up these days, on ChatGPT. But because some of them, they will tell you this is not like this is safe or this isn't safe.
Yeah.
So because there are so many of them out there.
And then I know like fillers and additives, like people kind of know that it's bad for them. But why are they even added? Like, what is their purpose?
Yeah, that's the best question of all. I think really they're added because it just actually binds to the product and helps the product or the supplement get absorbed in the body sometimes. It actually just delivers the product into the body. That's why they do that. And sometimes they do just have to fill it up because they can't fill, it's expensive to have pure vitamin D or pure vitamin C and all those things. So they do add it because of the expense of what it costs to actually make that supplement.
Okay, so it's like cheaper to like produce in some sense.
Yeah, totally.
But sometimes it's beneficial. As you said, sometimes it helps the absorption.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
Okay. So definitely have to do your research on that. But for vitamins, I know like there's a debate going on that certain types of vitamins aren't good for you. Would you recommend like a capsule, tablet, or liquid form?
Okay, this is something that I'm really passionate about because I feel like the capsules are really hard to break down in our system. So I do love tablets more because they don't have the hard outer coating of that capsule to break down. I love powders and liquids because they absorb right into the cells. They absorb right into your system. So you don't have to break them down. They do the work quickly.
So powders and liquids.
Yes.
That's what we should get.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have all
can.
I have all capsules. So I'm going to be throwing all those away after this interview.
Yeah.
And then what are the benefits of good vitamin D levels?
D is crucial. There's a vitamin D cell receptor in every cell in your body. So it isn't just for immune system. It is for brain health. If your D is not over 50 ml on your blood work, you're not going to be firing all cylinders for your brain. So you're just not going to be functioning as well as you should. It's for like immune system. It's for gut health. It's for cholesterol. It's just crucial for bone health, the D and the K2. So those are the things it's really important for. I mean, it's absolutely crucial these days.
Why do you have to take vitamin D with K2?
Because it helps the D go into the bones and keep them strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know any like supplements that like pair the two?
I have a favorite one called Quicksilver Vitamin D. It's a liposomal one, and K2, and it's liquid. So you just do 2 pumps in your mouth, and usually you have to take D with fat because it's a fat-soluble vitamin. So it just take 2 pumps, and you get 5,000 IU of vitamin D. In the winter, we definitely need a minimum of 5,000. And if you get sick, which is kind of cool a lot of times, to shorten your sickness, you can go up to 10, 15, 20,000 of D just during the sick period. Let's say you're sick for 3 days. You just go up to 10,000 and see you will get better faster.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then you go back down.
Do you recommend that over zinc? Because people are like,
yes, I do.
Oh.
D is my number 1. Zinc is number 2. Okay. And then liposomal C is number 3.
What is liposomal?
So it also is a phospholipid on that the outer part of C, which helps the C absorb into the gut better. So regular absorbic C doesn't absorb very well. So if you're going to take 1,000 milligrams of liposomal C, like liposomal D, you're going to absorb it all. That's what's so beautiful. Yeah. So, Symbiotica makes those liposomal packets. Yeah. So they're amazing. Good. Yes. Okay. Love them.
I do like Symbiotica.
Yeah.
I like the gel,
Yes.
It's like so easy. Like you could just throw it in your bag and like roll on.
Totally.
And I know that there's a little bit of debate on collagen and if collagen supplements work. Do you think they work? What are your thoughts?
On and off for 5 years, I've been taking them and I'm not sure that they work. Honestly, I think I haven't seen any difference. I haven't seen my skin better, my hair better. I don't really think I totally believe in them. So I do believe in eating animal protein to get the collagen.
What are your thoughts on MSM?
I love MSM.
Okay.
Love it for the gut. Just it's great.
Do you think they have any like benefits that is promised with collagen, but they also can provide in some sense?
I think it's a little better than collagen.
Yeah.
So
because it like helps. Why?
Yeah, because it helps. It does help with like collagen synthesis in the body.
Yeah.
So and it also helps with like healing the gut as well. MSM is one of those.
So basically, tells your body to produce more.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like. the underdog.
Right. I know. People don't talk about MSM that much.
They don't.
They just talk about collagen.
Yeah,
know.
but they don't know that MSM can help produce collagen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the precursors to things. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. But like we need to put more love on MSM. And then I know that sleep is critical for recovery, but many people struggle and they take supplements or minerals for it. Do you recommend any?
Yes, absolutely. Well, magnesium is number one. We're so magnesium deficient, most of us, the population. So magnesium helps calm the central nervous system down. Also, I think minerals in general, like manganese, potassium, zinc, iodine, all those things like actually calm your central nervous system. So like complex carbs have a lot of minerals in them. So I love eating complex carbs at night so it calms down the system so you can get a good night's sleep. So I love that. I love all the minerals. I love mineral powders. There's a mineral powder Ultima Replenisher that I love and I drink all day long, which keeps me just balanced. And I also love like GABA and L-theanine. Melatonin is great for periods of time. I think it's really good to help sleep, but Tulsi tea is another one that I totally love. It's an adaptogen made with holy basil, and that also really helps with sleep as well.
What are complex carbs?
Complex carbs are like basmati rice and sweet potatoes and new potatoes and black rice and wild rice and, carrots and beets, those kind of things.
Because they kind of make you a little bit heavy.
They are,
sleepy.
they can be. They're the ones I like are gluten-free.
Okay.
So, and you just don't want to have a lot of them, but they can, yes, they do make you sleepy and they can calm you down at night. So it's a good time to have them at night. Or if you're stressed through the day, having a little bit of them during the day at lunch just to calm your system down.
Is it true that like they say don't have anything heavy for dinner?
Well, it just depends on the time. Okay. Like if you eat late, I think having a heavy meal is not the greatest because it's going to take a long time to digest and you don't want to have to wake up in the middle of the night still digesting your food. So I feel like if you eat on the early side, it's not a problem. Because some people just eat one meal a day. They just eat dinner. They go all day. I don't agree with that totally because I feel like we need to keep, like, if we're like, again, deprivation, starvation, kind of depriving our body, I think we do pump out cortisol and adrenaline too much during the day when we don't have food in our system.
So it doesn't matter like if you have a big meal or a light meal before bed, it just depends if it's not that close to bedtime.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, hopefully it's a healthy meal, depending, because it's not pasta or like pizza and pasta and a glass of wine. That could wake you up in the middle of the night and not be so great on you because of the sugar. But I feel like, if it's a healthy meal and it's a good sized meal, you would do fine.
Good to know. Good to know. And then what are 3 supplements that you think are underrated but beneficial for women and why?
That's such a hard one because there's so many good ones out there. I honestly think B vitamins are crucial for women. And methylated folate is part of it, is a B vitamin, okay? Methylated folate is phase 2 of detoxification. Methylation, we a lot of times don't methylate, so we don't detox properly the toxins out of our system. Methylated folate helps us do that. And it's usually part of a methylated B vitamin. So B vitamins are just crucial because we're very stressed these days. And we need those B vitamins to also keep us like not stressed or keep our body working properly. And B12 is really important for energy. So I think the B vitamins are just crucial. I think magnesium is also crucial too because of just keeping the system calm. I think we're just, in this fight or flight mode, most women these days, just with kids and taking care of a family and working and, right, just all the things that we have on our plate. So, and I also think that vitamin D is crucial also for bones and gut health. So I would say those 3 things are kind of like a must.
Okay, good to know. And then anything for hormonal?
Yes. I mean, there's a lot for hormones. I mean, what I focus on is when I do blood work on my clients, they actually, I focus on the pregnenolone and DHEA, especially if they're younger and they're not in peri or premenopause or menopause, because those are precursors to helping the endocrine system. The endocrine system is all your hormones and your thyroid and your adrenals. So it's important to support that. And again, stress does kill us with that. So I love giving clients pregnenolone or DHEA if those levels are low, because they come out of your adrenals. And then DHA helps estradiol and testosterone, and pregnenolone helps everything in the endocrine system.
Oh, wow.
So those supplements are kind of like unknown as much like out there, and they're underrated, very much so.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
And I know like right now, a lot of women struggle with UTIs.
Yes.
And like some people take it over the counter, like I forgot this one really popular one, but it's like a cranberry pill.
Yeah, right.
What would you recommend?
Yeah, there is D-mannose, which is very good for UTIs. I'm always recommending this grapefruit seed extract. It's nutribiotic grapefruit seed extract. It's a natural, really strong antibiotic. So once you feel like a UTI is coming on, you put like 30 drops into a little shot of water and drink it like 3 times a day, and your UTI will go away.
Oh, wow. I've like never
a little
heard
secret.
of that.
Yeah, I know.
That is a little
And if you're
secret.
getting sick too, it's a great thing for getting sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a
So, like, if
liquid.
you
It tastes very bitter because it's the grapefruit
Grapefruit.
seed. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So basically grapefruit seed, and then you said vitamin D.
Oh, D-mannose. It's the cranberry.
Oh,
So,
D-mannose?
Yeah.
Okay.
So isn't that what it is, Ann Miles? D-mannose? That's what I thought.
D-mannose. What should women specifically be aware of when it comes to supplements? Like, what should we stay away from?
I would say just don't oversupplement, like we talked about earlier, and look at the supplements and make sure that they aren't like overloaded with fillers, because it's just going to be toxic for us. And we really want to like take one supplement at a time and see how we feel. A lot of people don't do that. Again, going back to your gut instincts, take a probiotic and see how you feel, because probiotics aren't for everybody. Just make sure that supplement works for you, as well as you want to be connected to that supplement, from your gut. You want to be like, oh, I can't wait to take that supplement tomorrow because it's going to make me feel better. So there's millions of supplements on the market, and I love it. I started getting into supplements when I had cancer at 32. So I've had 30 plus years of supplement trying, which I absolutely love, but they're just, you've got to be really careful, and you just want to just go slowly. And just take your time and make sure, and also the powders and liquids are better than the capsules.
True. And then you said that there's some common supplement mistakes, like taking vitamin D without K2.
Right.
And then what is the reasoning behind using folic acid instead of methylated folate?
Well, I think that folic acid, if you don't methylate, is toxic for the body.
Okay.
So most of the time, there's this MTHFR gene mutation that a lot of us have. It's probably like 60% of the population. But I just give everybody methylated folate just so they can break down the folate. I just don't love folic acid.
Okay. And I think like that's kind of like on the rise too. So that's good that we're like talking about this. And then you did mention that not using liposomal forms of vitamin C, glutathione, like that, and curcumin.
Yeah, curcumin. Yeah.
Curcumin, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
As you can see, I've never like ran into these words.
Right.
So why are these common supplement mistakes?
So curcumin is also an herb, and it's a fat soluble herb. And the C, just its absorption is so much better with the liposomal. So the liposomal is a phospholipid that goes outside of curcumin or C or D, any of these things. Even like there's a supplement called berberine that helps with blood sugar. Same thing. Liposomal berberine is crazy amazing. So there's some liposomals that are just the best thing to take, because you take these things and you just don't absorb them. They don't do anything for you. That's a hard thing. There's very many supplement mistakes. We don't take the correct dosages a lot of times, and so they're not doing anything for us. So we just stop taking them, and we might need like the correct dosage. So omegas and curcumin, there's certain dosages that you need to take. And also doing blood work and finding out exactly what you need to take is also really fun to do once a year, just because you don't want to just supplement to supplement. Because we talked about earlier, it could be toxic for your system.
Exactly.
And it could not agree with you.
Yeah, 100%. And like while we're talking about this, like I feel like social media, I love social media. It's great. It's great. But again, there's so much on there and people get confused, and there's so many trends right now, health trends, wellness trends. And I just want to hear your thoughts on them, because there's like a debate going on right now talking about food dyes. And I want to I don't want your opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like them. I think, outside of this country, they don't actually approve of all of the food dyes or that we do. So I just feel like they are absolutely making us unhealthy.
I agree.
I just think that I don't understand why America can't get their act together.
I agree.
Compared to other countries.
Yeah, because I recently went to London.
Yeah.
And I went to Italy, and I talked about this publicly online, but I was like, first of all, Red 40 is banned. And over here, we're just like throwing in kids' candies.
I know.
This and that.
Gummies and all of it. I know. It doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to me.
We're such a smart, intellectual
We have all the resources.
Yeah, we have all the resources, but we do fail at the food system. It's really sad.
Yeah, I think we could do better on that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on seed oils?
I hate them.
Okay, why?
So they're just toxic. There are a lot of omega-6s and omega-9s, and, they are toxic for the body.
Do you think there's any good seed oils or none?
I mean, if you limit them, because we're eating out so much and postmating, so all the restaurants are using bad seed oils. So if you're postmating 5 nights a week, let's say, you're getting seed oils 5 nights a week in your food, that is too much. So if you're home and you're maybe using a little canola oil or sesame oil, things like that for certain recipes, then I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Limited amount.
Not drenched it.
No.
Yeah.
No. Avocado oil for high heat, really good olive oil for, not high heat, low heat. And also just raw is the best to use. And coconut. Those are the 3 that I use.
Would you recommend using butter?
Yes, I love grass-fed butter.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a good alternative as well.
That is, yeah.
What are your thoughts on raw milk?
I don't love it. I just, it's not pasteurized. So I just get a little bit wary if it's going to be, have bacteria in it. Just depends on what cows it comes from. I don't know. I just don't love how cows are raised, how everything is, how the farming system is working. So I get nervous with raw things like that.
If it's grass-fed, would you? How about
it would be better.
Okay.
Because I do grass-fed. I do grass-fed Amra, colostrum powder. So.
Are there any specific milks that you prefer and you like?
Yes, I do not like dairy. I like goat. Goat and sheep are the cheeses too, are easier to digest. They're a different casein molecule. Cow is very inflammatory for our system and hard for us to break down. So I love goat. I mean, it has a funky smell. I love goat cheese. I love sheep cheese. I love almond milk. I love, cashew milk. So, and oat milk, if it's really clean, like Malk and Elmhurst and Three Trees, they're all just almonds, milk, and sea salt, so they're super clean.
So simple ingredients, not the silk ones that are popular. What are your thoughts on sweeteners like stevia, monk fruit? Do you like them? Do you not like them?
I love them.
Okay.
So I just absolutely love stevia, 100% pure stevia. I put it into things. I just use a liquid one and I drop a few drops in just to sweeten something a little bit because it can be overkill because I know they're in a lot of products. And monk fruit too, to bake with. I think they're great. So stevia does not create bad bacteria in the gut. So that's why I love stevia. Okay. So every other sugar does.
So cane sugar does?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So stevia is the best.
The only one. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But some people just don't love the taste of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I would do it just for the health, you know?
Just to be healthy, yeah. Exactly. Also, there's one brand called Omica, O-M-I-C-A. It has vanilla and a toffee flavor and a plain. And it's a liquid and it's pure and it's really high quality. And when you just put a drop or two, let's say in your matcha or your coffee or just whatever, or your yogurt or something like that, it just doesn't, it's just a little bit of sweetness. Oh. It tastes like sugar in a way.
Oh, wow.
But if you overdo it, then it tastes like stevia.
Yeah.
And people don't like that.
Okay, I'm going to go buy some.
Yeah,
I'm going to go buy so many things after this. How do you feel about the current protein craze? I know we talked about it, but does the quality of the protein matter? Does it matter if it's, plant-based, animal-based?
It does. I think animal-based is really, like we talked about earlier, hard to break down because it's just so congested in terms of like the fat and the animal protein, so I just feel like we should not be overdoing the animal protein. I think the craze is a little crazy. If you're working out and weightlifting and doing a lot of exercise, I think it's depending on your size and your height and all of that, like 100 grams might be really good, but people are having up to 200 grams. I don't even know how you can ingest 200 grams of protein. Seriously, or 150. How do you do
Protein
that?
shakes.
Right? Yes. So, but legumes and beans, you could also be hard on the digestive tract because that's a lot of legumes and beans. But I really do, my program cleanse is legumes and beans. So I just wanted people to get used to that because it's high in fiber. That's why I do that. And it's probably about 60 grams of protein in the day. And they can add to that too with smoothies and all of that. But I feel like you really also need to be aware of, the types of animal protein, because in terms of also the quality of the meat or the fish or whatever you're eating, or the beef, it needs to be grass-fed. It needs to be, not toxic and no antibiotics, and because it's heavily toxic these days.
And dyes. Some people add dyes onto the meat to make it more red, which is insane to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about popular health trends? I know there are a lot of high protein bars, sugar-free syrups, low-calorie snacks. Would you say just eat the regular one instead of the diet one?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's when I got cancer. I was eating sugar-free, cookies and fat-free yogurt and all those things. And I think that's what also attributed to my unhealthiness and my cancer. Because it was just a lot of they have to add a lot of additives to make it taste good. When it doesn't have fat in it, you have to add, and when it doesn't have sugar in it, you have to also add things. So I just love eating real food most of the time. And the protein bars, I don't know. I don't love them also because there's just a lot of fillers in them too.
Yeah, it shouldn't be tasting like candy.
No,
why does
all
my
the sugar?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It's so interesting because I always say this because we're only supposed to have 25 added grams of sugar per day, which is not a lot these days. Most people they surpass that by the morning. So let's say you go to Erewhon, you get a green juice or Creation or someplace, and it has apple in it. It probably has about 17, 18 grams of added sugar. Then you have let's say RX bar, perfect bar, 12, 13 grams of sugar. You are way over the 25 just with that one breakfast. A juice, you're thinking you're doing something really good. Juice in a bar, and you're over your sugar allotment for the day.
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
Not so good.
That is not good. So if I presented to you a regular Coca-Cola, the ones that in the glass bottle, the simple green, old fashioned, how we like it, versus diet Coca-Cola, you would take the regular one.
I would. Okay. 100%.
Okay. Noted. I'm going to start doing that too. And there's a lot of debate. I feel like people are becoming more aware about the type of waters they drink. I remember I thought water was water. What are you talking about? But now I really do care. So does the type of water we drink matter?
It does. Because LA water is full of arsenic. So the water is toxic. It has heavy metals in it. We really need to test the water and make sure in our house as well, know what we are ingesting. And I always recommend filtering your water. So there's an Aqua True filter that filters out all heavy metals, which is really good. It's just for the counter and super easy and not expensive. But, I do love filter systems on the house. I mean, there's chlorine in the water. I mean, bad for your skin, not great for ingesting continuously. So also water doesn't have minerals anymore. It's just not hydrating. If you don't have minerals in your body or in the soil or in the food, you're not going to absolutely absorb the water. Water's just going to hang out on the cell and not really go into the cell. So the minerals are what help the water go into the cell, with minerals meaning the chloride or, sodium added to magnesium, potassium.
So let's say if I have filtered water right now, What should I add into it? Should I add salt? Like
You could definitely have sea salt. Like a pinch of sea salt would be amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything
or
else
Ultima Replenisher. There's a lot of hydrating powders out there. I love Ultima Replenisher because it's just a mineral powder. Minerals with the salt.
Is it like
amazing.
the flavored ones?
It
Like,
is.
Okay.
It is with a little stevia. But I dilute it because it's very sweet the way it says to do it.
Yeah.
So I put it into 32 ounces, like 1 scoop. And it's great.
Good
Great.
to know.
It really hydrates you.
So if someone presents me tap water versus mineral water.
Mineral water. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
And then what are your thoughts on plastic bottled versus glass?
Hate plastic because of the BPAs, right? And glass is better.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you drink from a plastic water bottle, it tastes a little bit funky. That should give you all the reasons not to drink from
Exactly.
it. I feel like personally,
Right.
And then I want to talk about 5 habits that seem healthy but aren't healthy.
Okay.
Specifically for women, if we can.
Okay.
Yeah. Constant hit workouts.
Not healthy.
Why?
Just be over-exercising stresses out the body. So just over-exercising, I think, is not healthy.
Agreed.
You have to take a break,
Yeah.
right?
I agree with you. Cutting all carbs out.
Not healthy. Because again, we talked about how carbs de-stress the body and calm the central nervous system. And they also have fiber.
And it's a good source of energy.
It is a good source of energy, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then we talked about too many supplements.
Yes. Do not do that. Not to, and also like go, there's a great multi right now, IM8, which I love with all your vitamins and minerals in it, adaptogens, antioxidants. Go for something that has all of the good stuff and it also tastes good. So try to limit your supplements and do high quality ones.
Perfect. And then tracking calories and obsessing over clean eating.
I hate that because I did that for a long time. So I obsessed over calories as a teenager. And I also just was obsessed about clean eating. And I'd go out to restaurants and ask if the fish was wild or, the chicken was pasture raised or the eggs or whatever. And my whole family would go crazy. I mean, I drove everyone crazy and I drove myself crazy. So it's too stressful.
It could be a little bit
You've got to live your life.
Yeah.
You could try to do as much as you can at home, but just do not do too much.
That it ruins your life.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to, like, every once in a while have some sugar, maybe have a glass of wine, or just enjoy pizza, pasta.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we talked about fruity juices and smoothies.
Yes. So those are very popular these days. I feel like people cannot drink a smoothie or juice without fruit in it. And I don't love that either. Sugar is a killer. It just destroys your gut. It also causes cancer, as we know, and just could cause autoimmune issues as well. So I feel like in hormone issues and skin issues, I mean, the list is like endless. So I feel like make juices or have a juice made for you and do not add apple. Just add lemon and ginger to cut the greens. That's my favorite secret. And then with smoothies, just add a half a banana and some blueberries, but don't add all the high sugar, mango, pineapple, things like that are high sugar. Just do a little bit of fruit.
Okay.
Or put a little stevia in there.
There we go.
Yep.
If someone's overwhelmed and wants to feel better, what are your top 3 moves?
I would say really try to sleep. Like men need 7 hours of sleep every night. Women need 8 because we restore our body with our adrenals. So feeling better is number one thing is sleep. I would say just really try to eat real food. And in 5 days, you can reset your body. So for 5 days, just eat real food, not processed food or, anything with additives. You will feel so much better. And make sure that women need 96 ounces of hydration. That doesn't mean purely water. You could do smoothies and soups and things that are hydrating or fruit, but we get 96 ounces as a woman or 120 for a man.
Oh, wow. And then why should we drink water first thing in the morning?
Because we're dehydrated. Our body is detoxing through the night. And so we wake up very, very dehydrated. And we go right to our coffee and it really kind of we're just way behind the 8 ball. So just 16 ounces of water changes your life before your coffee or your breakfast in the morning.
Perfect. And then what are your thoughts on women intermediate fasting? or fasting in general?
No, I do love intermittent fasting. I feel like if your blood sugar's high, you're a perfect candidate for intermittent fasting. If your blood sugar's 5.3 and below, you're not the greatest candidate. And if you're adrenally fatigued and your thyroid isn't working so well, I would say intermittent fasting isn't the greatest because it's just going to drain your adrenals more. But if you're not adrenally fatigued and you're really trying to lose weight and your blood sugar is high, you're a great candidate for it.
Perfect. And then for women on the go, what's one healthy habit you recommend that's simple and sustainable?
I would say it's the hydration. Hydration is key, because if you're on the go and you're stressed and just busy and you're staying hydrated with a mineral powder, it's a lifesaver. Seriously. I mean, I think that's the one thing for me that's continually saved me throughout the day. So what's great is when you do the mineral powder, you're not running to the bathroom all the time also because your body's absorbing it.
Yeah. So if you're always, using the restroom, it's because it's just going out, not
just
in.
peeing out the water and not absorbing it.
Oh my God. I want to add one of my friends right now, but I won't. You know who you are. What are some foods that can ease menstrual symptoms?
I would say the complex carbs can definitely ease menstrual symptoms. I would say just, making sure that you eat high fiber foods too as well.
Are there like any specific vegetables you recommend?
For menstrual, I would say, I'm trying to think because I love all kinds of veggies and all kinds of foods. So, I feel like just like in terms of I love the complex carbs like sweet potatoes and potatoes, and I love carrots and beets and vegetables like that.
Okay.
I also love arugula and radicchio. And,
for menstrual.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And do you think caffeine impacts periods?
It can. Okay. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Too much caffeine can.
Perfect. And then what is one key message you would want to give to a young woman?
How young is she?
20s.
Yours, 20s?
Yeah.
I would say in your 20s, I wish I knew this in my 20s, I would say like just not stress so much about, your food and just your life. Like just really try to really believe in yourself, and know that whatever you do, it's all going to work out at the end. If you maybe eat too much sugar in a day, it's not going to kill you. Or, you overexercise. It's not going to kill you. Just really believe in yourself and trust yourself that that you personally know what is right for you. Because we're all different, right? So we need to, I'm not going to be the same as you in my 20s and want the same things and need the same things. So follow your instincts, that believe in yourself, love yourself, and really honor who you are and, not beat yourself up if you've done something wrong.
Because love heals all.
It does.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And then if people are interested in your programs, where can they find them?
They can find them online, elissagoodman.com.
Perfect.
And the sad thing is our cleanses are closing. Yeah, I know. It's been 13 years doing these cleanses. So at the end of December, but we still have these beautiful bars that we ship out across the country and granola. So, and maybe something will be happening next year in terms of food. So
wow.
I still do love
So you're
food.
working on something exciting right now?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So we should keep an eye out then.
And I have an Aging Hacks book coming out next year. So that'll be really fun.
Do you know when next year?
No, not yet.
Okay, but we should also keep an eye out for that.
Yes.
Perfect. And then where can they find you on socials?
It's Elissa Goodman on Instagram and TikTok, but mostly Instagram.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I loved it.
The content of this show is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not a substitute for individual medical or mental health advices and does not constitute or provide a patient-provider relationship. I'm just your bestie. I am not a licensed therapist or professional, and this podcast is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician or other qualified professional. As always, talk to your doctor, healthcare provider, or professional. Talk to you soon. Bye.